Hi. Oh, we're back. I'm sorry, a few technical issues with very dull Wi-Fi routers, none of which I understand, and my husband's out and he does all the technology, so hopefully this is now working. So, Jade, hi again.
Hello.
Mark 2. Thank you so much for coming. We are going to do a few questions, and it'd be lovely to hear from you guys. If there's anything you want to ask Jade, we'll try and keep up with what's going on underneath. If there's anything that gets asked and we don't get to it, then we hopefully might do a bit of a blog post afterwards. We'll ask Jade a few questions, and there'll be a blog going forward. So let's start off with, we know you've been really busy.
Yes,
since
very busy.
The sewing bee. I'm sure it's been non-stop. So why could you tell us what you've been up to since your sewing bee journey?
Well, since the sewing bee, I have been planning my campaign to bring skills-based activities back into school, and I have been doing my magazine deal with Love Sewing.
Fantastic.
And I've just finished my Christmas edition.
Wow, I know. The fabric world, everything happens so early in the fabric world. So when you're having Easter, we're having Christmas, and believe it or not, I've just had arrived looking at the new collections for next Christmas 2017 fabrics, all of which are lovely, of course. but it does kind of tip your world upside down a little bit. So your Go Back to Go Forward, is that the name of your scheme? Just tell us a little bit about that and why you're doing it and what's it all about.
So my Go Back to Go Forward campaign is a campaign to bring skill-based activities back into school, because when I was at school I felt that I never really had any time on the sewing machine or for anything that had your hands involved. It was more writing and computer stuff
and
things
academic
like that. Yeah. So I feel that bringing more skill-based activities into school for people that do struggle with the academic side is it should be a lot easier for them, because I definitely struggled and felt if there was more skill-based activities that I wouldn't have struggled as much.
And I think a lot of people have, like you, have amazing skills with textiles, and I think that there are, I think it's a really important thing for kids to learn, and not just girls, as we've seen from the sewing bee. I think it doesn't just exclusively have to be girls who do sewing.
No, definitely.
I think boys too, and I think that that's a brilliant message to be getting out there to youngsters. I know my daughter, who is 14 and is kind of starting her textiles journey, she's really inspired by people like you who are really relevant to her rather than old fuddy-duddies like me who are very uncool. So I think the more people like you who can get that message across, the better. I think that's absolutely brilliant. So I think, have you got a petition going?
Yes.
And how can people find it and sign up?
We've got a petition that runs through my Facebook, Instagram and Twitter.
Right.
So if you just click onto the link, you can just sign the petition there.
Fantastic. And so what's your Instagram name, Facebook?
Oh gosh.
Can you remember?
My Twitter is at Red Hair Sews. My Instagram is the girl with the bright red hair. Yep. And so's my Facebook.
Fantastic. Okay, so if you want to get involved and help Jade get those skills back into school for youngsters, then you can go along and sign the campaign. I'm guessing it will get sent to some very important people at number 10.
I think so, yes.
Yay!
I hope so.
Hopefully we'll have a picture of you stood on the steps. That would be amazing, because your hair would look amazing in front of the front door for a start. So
opening the door.
Brilliant. Okay. So thank you for telling us about that.
That's all right.
So I think that the people who are watching might like to know who taught you to sew, how you got into it, and why you do it. That's probably 3 questions in one, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. So I got into sewing 4 years ago when I went on to a sewing course after I dislocated my knee.
Right, okay.
So when I dislocated my knee, I was a competitive swimmer, and that's what I wanted to do for like the rest of my life. Then obviously it dislocated, and they said that I couldn't swim anymore. Right. So one of my mum's friends went to my sewing teacher, and then obviously recommended my sewing teacher to me. And I went to one of her summer courses, a 3-day summer course, to make a dress. So me and Mum went and met her before we went before I went on the course.
Yeah.
And I said, I want to make this. I want to make it out of lace.
Right.
And I want it with a collar. And she was like, that might be a bit too hard.
So this is your first project?
This is my first project.
Oh, wow, okay.
I'm a very determined person. Once I get an idea in my head, I'm like, yes, let's go for it.
I think we've probably worked that one out.
Yeah. So I went to the course. I made the dress within a day and a half, and then I made a top in a day and a half. Well, more like a day.
Fantastic.
And then since then, I've just sort of got like it's like a drug. You get addicted to it. You get the urge to just keep doing it.
And once you finish one thing, you're then moving on to the next.
Yeah. Once you do something that you know you can do, you want to move on to something a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just sort of kept going.
Well, I think that's amazing to have come on that journey in 4 years and to have started with not a tote bag or an apron, or we're just trying to read to see.
There's a sewing big question.
To read underneath.
What was her favourite week? Oh, I think my favourite week would have to be week 5 when I won my first garment of the week with my jacket. It's at home on my windowsill, and I was like, Mum, should we put them away? Should we put them in the suitcase? Just put them in the loft? Mum was like, nah, that's going on the windowsill right there.
I think so. I think you should be very proud. It must have been a real moment.
Proud. Yeah, definitely. I was. Yeah, at the beginning I wasn't expecting it, but then after the challenge, quite a lot of the sewers and quite a lot of people behind the camera were like, you're going to get garment of the week, you're going to get garment of the week, and I'm like, I don't think so. There's like yours that's really good and yours that's really good. But then
so thank you, Louise, for asking that question.
Thank you.
So I mean, it must have been the most amazing journey for you, the sewing bee, and did you find you grew in confidence as the weeks progressed?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, when I applied the show, me and my mum sat down and we wrote the application form, and as we were sat there writing it, I was thinking in my head, I was like, there's no point in me, applying. I'm not going to get on. There's no point. I don't have the confidence for it. I'm not as good as anyone else that's going to enter. Entered, got so far down the line, and obviously got on the show. But then since then, I've had a massive growth in confidence. I've realised I can actually do things, whereas before the show, if I wanted to make something, I would take it and I'd take it to my teacher. Whereas now I take things to my teacher that I know that I won't be able to do because it's really, really hard. But anything else I try and do now, I try and make at home. So I feel like I've definitely got more confidence, not only in sewing but within myself.
And so do you think that it's just jump in and give it a go?
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's just, you've just got to...
What's the worst that can happen?
Oh, God, I guess a lot, but then you don't think about it. You just go for it. It's like learning to drive a car. Like, you get in the car when you first start to learn how to drive and you're like, oh, God, it's huge, it's moving, and then you...
And then it's just, I went to a really interesting lecture last week which said that the one thing I took away from it was actually about mental health, funnily enough, but it was 10% of your brain is conscious and 90% of your brain is subconscious. And the 10% of your brain that's conscious, you have to repeat things over and over again, like driving or babies learning to walk, and eventually that then moves into your subconscious brain, and that's probably what happens when you sew. You have to start somewhere, and eventually you just get that skill, and it's an innate thing, and it's just in there. And you'll always have it.
It's like with really hard patterns. Once you've done them a couple of times, that's it. They're stuck in your head, and then you don't have to read the pattern. You just know what you need to do.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. So
I've got another question.
Oh, have we got another question?
I'm on a stool.
Here, I'm sorry.
How long was the taping of the show, and what did you learn that has helped you the most? So the taping of the show was from the end of February to the end of March. So it was only like a month, but you filmed like 4 days a week sometimes. But I think the one thing I learned from the show the most was that I should have a lot more confidence in myself, because again, like I said earlier, I didn't have a lot of confidence. I didn't think that I was as good as what I am, not getting my head really big.
Well, you should be proud. You should be proud.
But yeah, definitely the thing I learnt the most was that I can do it, and I don't have to always look at someone and they be like, yeah, that's fine, you're doing that, okay, just go for it. And if it goes wrong, then you learn from it. You learn that you know what, I'll do that a different way then next time.
And I imagine, I always thought it must have been, you know, to walk in as an 18-year-old to a room full of all those, you know, people who are older than you, with what you would perceive as being more experienced. You know, that must be, for a youngster, that must be quite daunting, no matter how confident you are. But then to have made the journey that you've made, I think that's, you know, testament to you. And I think you're probably destined to go on and do great things.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I really do wish you well with that. So shall we do I was going to do a quick fire round.
Of
a few questions.
Go for it.
So what is your, I think I might know the answer to this, favourite colour?
Red.
Oh,
obviously.
yay! I think we know that.
I think the only bit that people can see is like the red hair, the red lipstick,
and
the
just
red
the top
nails.
of this
And
very
just a black
lovely top that she, of course, made for herself, because I'm sure she never wears anything that she hasn't made herself. So, so what is the strangest thing in your handbag?
Oh God, I think a comb.
A comb?
Yeah. Well, now a comb, because of my fringe.
Oh, okay, and it always has to be kept perfectly straight.
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, it was like the other day, I did a video for Facebook and it was like this. I was like, Mum, what's wrong with my fringe?
Bit like mine now, but anyway, I'm in my 40s, so it doesn't really matter. It's just how it is. So, I wish I could.
I wish I could. Oh God, live in a mansion. I don't know.
Okay, that'd be nice.
And have like 4 rooms just full of fabric.
Okay, and maybe a tiny kitchen and
just a
tiny bathroom.
Maybe not even a kitchen, just a microwave in the corner
to warm up.
To warm up ready meals. The rest can just be like anything to do with sewing. Yeah, and a kettle. That's all you need. Pot noodles.
So, as a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Strangely, a fashion designer.
Well,
I always did little drawings when I was younger, and I guess it's coming true.
I think, well, how amazing. Isn't it lovely when, you know, kids' dreams do come true? And I think Jade's on the most amazing journey, and I think it's inspiring a lot of children and youngsters to get into sewing and just to get in and give it a go. And I think her campaign's fantastic. So just to wrap up, because I think we've been rambling on for about 20 minutes now, which I did warn you that might happen. So the what we'll do is I'm just going to get your mum.
Yeah, that's fine. Bring my mother in.
Mum's come with Jade and she's very lovely. So she's just going to come and sit here and I'm going to have a very quick chat with her, and then we're going to get Jade back to announce, ta-da, the winner of this week's competition for our 5th birthday. So they're going to swap places, and then I'll get Jade back in a minute.
Bye.
Jade's mum. This is very exciting, isn't it? We love Facebook Live. So here's Mum. Introduce yourself.
I'm Marie and I'm Jade's mum.
And Jade's mum she's been here with us for an hour and she's lovely, and I can see how Jade gets the confidence that she has and how she's got an extremely supportive family behind her, which I think is brilliant for Jade. And being a mum myself with a daughter who actually loves textiles, I can kind of relate to her. So Marie,
Yes?
tell me, how proud are you of Jade?
Oh, you just can't even put into words how proud we are of her. She's obtained so much in such a short length of time. And it's not just about now what Jade's adventure is, it's about how much she wants to give back. And that's why the campaign is so important. You know, it means so much to me and Jade. There's our children out there that really struggle, you know, and they deserve a chance in life. They deserve a chance to succeed. Not everybody's academic, but everybody has a skill. And everybody deserves a chance to shine. You know,
and I think everyone deserves a chance to find that skill as well.
They do.
I think, and to explore that. And I think that's what schools should be doing for children, is they should be encouraging kids to just jump in, give it a go, whether it be, I don't know, car mechanics, that might be a bit complicated for school, but woodworking or textiles or anything like that. So what was your most memorable moment?
Here she is. Come on, Hi guys. My most memorable moment of Jade being on the show, I think, was semi-final. I'd waited so long for the call from Jade. And I got so emotional. And I heard my phone rang. And I just literally, as I swiped it, I couldn't speak. And then she told me that she'd reached the final. And
you must have been so proud.
Oh, yeah, immensely proud of her. I think, you know, the thing was, everyone saw Jade. She was 18. You know, they thought, oh, she'll go out quite quickly. You know, and she didn't. And I tell you what, she fought for her place, and she deserved her place in that final.
Well, thank you.
And she, as far as I'm concerned, Mum's saying she smashed it.
She did.
So yeah, totally, utterly deserved it.
Hello.
Hi, Bernice.
Oh, hello, Mum. Us mums are really important, aren't we?
We need to support our children. We do. You know,
absolutely.
Thank you, Jane.
Everything, you know. So
Jane says your talent is awesome. Congratulations on it. I'm jealous.
Oh,
bless you.
That's lovely.
Lorraine says, do you stay in touch with the other contestants? Just stick my head in.
Oh, she's there. Look. Here she is.
Yes, I do stay in contact with all the other contestants. We're all in a massive WhatsApp group. So we all chat away and
proper social media. It's amazing what you can achieve with social media.
Can I just say to everybody that supports Jade, you're all brilliant, you're all amazing, and you certainly helped to spur Jade on. So thank you very much. Can't thank you enough. And I'm now going to pass back to the redhead.
Thanks, Mum. Thanks, Mum.
You done with Mother?
Yeah. Isn't it nice when Mum can come too? It's lovely. Oh,
she's got a warm bum.
So her mum's got a warm bum apparently. So we're just going to do a quick housekeeping. So 5th birthday, 5 winners, 5 weeks. And so we did week 1 last week. So week 2, in order to be entered in the competition, all you need to do is buy something at elephantinmahandbag.com. Doesn't matter what you buy. And everyone who buys on the website in the next week will be entered into next week's competition to win £50 to spend on fabulous fabrics. So I think Jade might be entering, and very jealous possibly. And I'm sure.
Jealous of the winners.
Yeah. So anyway, drum roll please. This week's winner is
Carrie Marshall. Well done, girl.
So Carrie, brilliant. We'll be in touch. Congratulations, you've won £50 to spend on the website. And all you had to do was buy something, which you did. So thank you. Love all our customers. And so I'll probably wrap it up there. So if there's any questions that we haven't picked up on, we'll maybe have a chat with Jade afterwards and pick up on them.
Thank you, Carol.
Oh, look, there's lovely comments.
Thank you, Louise.
I love the sewing community. You're all so supportive of people, so thank you very much. Oh, and just before she goes, can you talk about what you're doing this weekend?
This weekend, I am at Ali Pali on Sunday. So anyone that wants to come, just come along and you will see me do 2 demonstrations.
Brilliant. So Jade is going to be demonstrating at Alexandra Palace knitting and stitching show this weekend, and I'm hoping to go along with my daughter, who will be just made up. So that's brilliant. So just for now, we're going to sign off. Hopefully this had sound. It obviously did, because nobody said they couldn't hear us. So lots of love.
Great
and
to see you too, Carol.
Thank you, lovely Facebook family. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.